So, as I promised, I was going to add my 2 cents to the video that Genty did back in 2023 asking if anybody's ever had their child or children brought up in a beef that's between adults. And somebody had the audacity to bring somebody else's child or children into the mix. Yes, I was that person simply because there was a person I was online friends with for a short time. He had a wife and children. He was having trouble in his marriage with his wife. And MJ fan overseas saw that and picked on it and said, well, if you're not happy, why don't you ditch her for me? And he's like, no, I'm good, thank you. I want to try to work on my marriage and make this marriage last. I don't want to do anything that would jeopardize me or my wife or my children emotionally or mentally. I don't want to do that. But she persisted and she said, I really want to be with you. And he fell for it. Little did he know that she was leading him on, and she'd say, well, I'm going to be here on this date, and that date would pop up and she wouldn't show. To which she started this in 2005, so she did it for 11 years up until 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. Last time was in 2016. He said, I can't stall for you. I can't do this shit. I have bills to pay. I have kids to care for. I'm trying to be civil for my children's sake with my ex-wife, and you're not making it any easier. So you either come here or I ditch you and I go on to somebody else, because you've been telling me this for years and I'm tired of you leading me on. And so he got sick of her leading him on. He ditched her, dumped her. She come crying to me saying, yo, Kel, I need some help. I said, what is it? She said, he's cheating on me. And I said, well, what did you do to cause that? Because obviously he wouldn't just cheat on you. There's got to be a reason behind it. And she's like, he's mad because I didn't come to be with him. And I said, well, you've been saying this stuff for years. You either make the move or you don't. And she didn't, and so he had somebody else, another side chick, come in. At this point, when he had the other side chick come in that was in the States, him and his wife were divorced, but they were trying to be civil for their kids. And it was also at this time that his wife was battling cancer. And he was going in between. He was having a side piece there, living with him and his children and his ex-wife. And her and I, the girl overseas, ganged up on him, made her ditch him. She went and had a psychotic breakdown. He got mad at me and her, the other side chick from overseas, for making the other chick leave. To which he said, I'm going to get you back for this. And how does he get me back? He puts a death spell on my parents. He gets in touch with a Romanian woman who is known as a gypsy witch. Okay, I'm saying this in the proper context. Don't shoot me down for this. He gets a hold of someone and has my name and her name. The woman overseas, our names are put in a hat. My name gets drawn and my parents get the death spell. Mom goes first in April of 2012. Dad soon follows in October of 2014. I find this shit out at the end of 2021, the year of 2021. His gypsy practitioner gets a hold of me and says, well, we did that because you done fucked up his relationship with so-and-so, and this is your consequence. And she's like, if you ever mention my client by name again, I will get you and the rest of your family. I got your parents. I will get you. See, here's the fucked up thing. They tried to do that with me back in 2015 because I got real sick. I had a blood infection. And they kept me in the hospital for 2 days because my temperature was over 100. And I, at that time, was heavily grieving, and I didn't want to go to the hospital because I didn't want to be ignored like our mom and dad was when they had their emergency situations. I was afraid that I was going to be ignored. And my then boyfriend, who is now my husband is like, baby, please go to the hospital. I don't want to lose you. You just came back here to start your life over. Please go to the hospital. Him and his mama had to drag me to the hospital because I refused. I flat out refused. But I went in there. I was in there for 2 days. They gave me saline. They gave me potassium pills. They gave me Mucinex to flush me out and get all the shit out of my system. And I came out of it, and I'm still here. Now, as a result of him taking out my parents, mine and my siblings' parents, he owes me a spiritual debt. You think that you can fuck with somebody's ancestors. The ancestors will be the ones to guide their family member who's still living here on this side of Earth, making sure that they're protected. See, this man that thought that taking away my parents was going to hurt me, that didn't do shit. They brought up my child as a means to hurt me, mine and my husband's child, as a means to hurt me. You pick on her and tell her she wouldn't amount to anything, say that to me, and then I found out about it, and now it's died down. But this is the moral of the story: is you can't take sides with people on the internet, because certain people have a certain image they want to show on social media versus what they show when they're not on social media. That's the fucked up part. And I'm not friends with the people that I've talked about in this story. No names will be mentioned. So if anybody comes at me and says, well, you mentioned me, no, I didn't mention your name. I'm talking about this because it needs to be talked about. People's children get dragged into adult situations, get dragged into adult feuds that are not meant for these children to be a part of. People do this to see how far they can go by bringing in somebody else's children into the feud. Children are off limits. Anyone who brings in children into the mix just to bring down the other person that they're mad at, y'all are childish and need to grow the fuck up. Okay? I not once in this feud brought up this man's children. Okay? I didn't degrade them. I didn't make them feel like shit. My anger wasn't with his kids. My anger was with him and the women that he fell in love with and fucked them all over, because he was telling the one from overseas, oh, I love you. You know, I want to make it work with you. Let's try it. And it go back and forth. And then he got tired of it and then went on to some other females. And lo and behold, those females ganged up together. 3 of them ganged up on him, made him lose his job and custody of his kids. So now his former mother-in-law has physical sole custody of his children, and he cannot see them until they're 18 years old. So again, this is not something you want to do. You want to bring somebody else's children into the mix, you better make sure it's something you want to do, because somebody could drag you to high hell, fuck up your life, take away your job, take away your kids, make false accusations that you know aren't true. I mean, it's gotten real bad, but I wanted to give my story and put it out there and let people know that this is not something you joke about. You don't drag somebody else's children to an adult feud that has nothing to do with them. The person that's feuding with you is trying to get you to sink low. And they do that by bringing up your children. Don't do that. It's not worth it. All right? This video is not to harm or harass anyone. Good day.